Hey everyone, in this video we are discussing how to find the area of a circle if you're given the radius or the diameter. So to begin with, you need to know the area of a circle formula, which is area equals pi times the radius squared. And I have it jotted down here for us in the bottom left-hand corner. Now, if you break down the formula a little bit, we have pi, which is an irrational number. It just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And we tend to approximate it by its first few digits, 3.14. And that's the number we're going to be utilizing for pi throughout these problems in this video. So then we have pi times the radius, which in case you forget, it's half the length of the circle. And then we just square that radius, right? So let's go ahead and try and solve number one. If you look at number one, we know the radius is half the length of the circle, but we're only given the full length of the circle, which is the diameter. But diameter is not in our area formula, so we need to take our diameter value of 16 and cut it in half to get our radius. So 16 divided by 2 is going to give us a radius value of 8 centimeters. Right? Now we can plug in 8 centimeters in for r in our formula. So let's jot down our formula. We have area equals pi times the radius squared. And since we're approximating for pi, I'm going to replace my equal sign with an approximately symbol. So in place of pi, we're utilizing 3.14 times the radius, which is 8, and then make sure to square the radius as well. Right? Utilizing order of operations, check for parentheses first. We don't have any. Next is exponents. So we have 8 to the second power. This is not 8 times 2, a very common mistake, but rather 8 times 8, which is going to give us 64. So we have area is approximately 3.14 times 64. And now we just need to multiply those together. So if I take out my calculator here, we have 3.14 times 64, and our area is going to be approximately 296 hundredths. So area is approximately 296 hundredths, and our units of measurements is centimeters. And when you're dealing with area, always make sure that it's squared. So final answer, area is approximately 296 square centimeters, right? Let's move on to number 2. So calculator out of the way. And this time around, we're given a radius, or half the length of the circle. So let's start out by jotting our formula. So we have area equals pi times the radius squared. Let's plug in our values. Again, equal sign goes to approximately since we're approximating pi. So area is approximately 3.14 times our radius, or half the length of the circle, which is 11 squared. Okay, again, order of operations, no parentheses, so we do exponents, so 11 times 11, which is 121. So area is approximately 3.14 times 121. And then let's take out our calculator again. 3.14 times 121. And we end up getting our area, if I move that over here, our area is approximately 379 and 94 hundredths, and we are dealing with inches, so we have square inches for our answer. Now, I also come across sometimes where you end up getting a question that says, hey, let's leave our answer in terms of pi. So I'm going to show you how to get your answer in terms of pi for each one of these as well. So let's backtrack a little bit. All right, so if I just rewrote this original problem down as area equals pi r squared, when you leave your answer in terms of pi, you're not going to plug in a number for pi at all, right? You're only going to plug in the radius value. So we know the radius for number 1 was 8. So this is area equals pi times the radius squared, which was 8 squared, which would be 64. And again, there's no approximately symbol because we're not plugging in a number for pi at all. So 64 times pi would just be 64 pi. So area equals 64 pi. And that would be your final answer, leaving it in terms of pi. You just wouldn't plug in a number for pi at all, solve for the radius squared, and you get your answer. So let's do it for number 2 as well. So again, if I didn't plug in anything for pi at all, area would just be pi times 121, or just 121 pi. right? So there's a couple different answers you can get depending on what the question asks you, right? And that's the first two problems. Now, the next two problems I'm going to show you are two problems that I want you to try on your own. Okay, so this is considered the practice section just to make sure you got it down pat. So I encourage you to pause the video here. Try out numbers 3 and 4. Just grab a scratch piece of paper. See if you can get all the steps right. Box in your final answer. And then when you think you've solved for 3 and 4, come back and play the video and see if you got them both right. So I'm assuming at this point you have paused the video. You've tried out 3 and 4, and now you're ready to go over it. So let's just hop right into it. So for number 3, right, we are looking for the area, and our formula is area equals pi r squared. So area equals pi times the radius squared. Let's plug in our values. Again, we're approximating, so equal sign changes to an approximately symbol. Pi is 3.14 times our radius, so half of 13 would be 6 5/10 squared. Order of operations, no parentheses, so we're going to do the exponent next. So 6.5 times 6.5, so we have area is approximately 3.14 times 42 and 25 hundredths. Now, if we go ahead and multiply those values together, we have 42 and 25 hundredths times 3.14, and we end up getting area is approximately, and if we just round that to the nearest hundredth, we have 132 and 67 hundredths. And since we're dealing with inches, this will end up being square inches for number 3. Okay, move the calculator out of the way. Hopefully you got number 3 right, and now let's go over the last one. So area equals pi times the radius squared. Plug in our values, so area is approximately 3.14 times our radius squared, which is 7 squared. Okay, exponent before we multiply, so area is approximately 3.14 times 7, which is 49. And now let's go ahead and multiply. So we have 3.14 times 49, and we get our area to approximately be 153 and 86 hundredths, and we are dealing with centimeters, so we have square centimeters. Okay, so hopefully you got 3 and 4 right. In case you did it in terms of pi, number 3 would be area equals 42 and 25 hundredths pi, and number 4 would end up being area equals 49 pi. So in case you did both of those methods, here's the answers for 3 and 4. I hope you went 2 for 2 on them. And after watching this video, you can find the area of a circle given the radius or the diameter with no problems at all. So if that's the case, feel free to like a video, comment, okay? Let me know what I did right, what I did wrong. And in case you want to follow me on other social media, we have Instagram. I post some reels. They're just shorter length math videos, as well as TikTok doing the same exact thing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys watching.